Welcome back. Here we pick up right where we left off. The route access mission is going to finally take us back down to the waste management level and get us access to Silo 86, which we first spotted way back at the beginning of the game. Rather than traversing multiple elevators, I'm going to head back through D-Nexus yet again, which will lead us right back to the starting area.
Operative, we have decided to enlist Noghead directly in this endeavor, since he seems incapable of keeping his filthy quiche fingers out of our business.
Being called filthy-fingered by a self-serving, cold-hearted, foreign bitch is high praise indeed. Happy to be on board. I know where MenShen is. Seems it was right under our collective wrinkled nose the entire time. I've analyzed the classified arcology blueprints. You're gonna feel right at home, buddy, because it looks like the whole thing can be found down on the maintenance sublevels in the deep stick.
You must appropriate the MenShen Facility for Y Corp, and a cane is to be terminated on site. Get this done, and your contract with us will be considered fulfilled, Operative.
MenShen destination set. Soon we shall wade in blood.
Noghead here, secure channel Kira can here. See, I figured it out. I know how Kira could access the Ascent Group AGI that easy. Remember Protocol 61A? That was an Ascent Group backup plan, a last resort. It created Y Corp with everything in place, including a fledgling AGI. It's like the Ascent Group spawned a kid just before it was damaged beyond repair, one who would take over everything, including MenShen. But the kid is like a bawling newborn. It doesn't know shit from Shinola. That's why they had you securing the data and such first. Can you imagine the amount of resources they must have had to just have a spare AGI lying around, waiting to be activated? Mind-bending! What we're doing here is helping Ascent Group save itself. Also, some of foreign owners somewhere could keep lining their pockets, and you and me? So Y Corp was formed. Your imp's getting cocky. Now let's do this. I ran it on sublevel grids and found some very interesting anomalies around a spot near Waste Management Disposal Plant 21G. Should be right below your old haunts. The blueprints don't showcase any obvious access points to that area, but it looks like it can be reached via a maintenance tunnel near the WMD plant itself. I sent the coordinates to your imp.
As we re-enter the waste disposal area, we're going to start to run into some pretty substantial packs of ferals. At least this is an enemy we haven't run into for a while in the higher levels of the arcology. Fire works wonders against these things. If you've got a magma maker handy, that might be a real boon down here, along with anything that might give you some knockback or disable at close range. Stasis Stomp and Propulsion Leap could certainly be fun. I stick with the Overwhelmer, but given the slower rate of fire and enemy counts, it's not exactly ideal. There's not a whole lot to take note of down here. Keep an eye on your mini-map and proceed carefully so as not to get surrounded. But otherwise, just follow your objective. taking a little bit of a detour here to try to nab a final chest on the map that we weren't able to reach earlier in the game without an upgraded cyber deck. A new augment here is a nice pickup. I have to admit I haven't experimented much with this one yet, but it sounds like it could be a nice option if you can grab control over a powerful enemy during a big attack wave.
Deeply into the pig flesh, it might just stare back.
This will be my...
This is Grateful Abbott, bringing you this cycle's feed. Hope you're as fired up as I am over this upcoming round of Speed Crush races. The Savage Supremes are well on their way to join the Hall of Legends should they win again. A feat to inspire us all. In a rare scoop, the feed has obtained information about the status of the Ascent Group board. And the details are downright horrifying. It turns out the entire board is dead, killed, murdered, slaughtered like hapless protein providers. Quite the exciting mystery, I must say. It's so terrible, I expect to lie awake all night fearing for my life. Who could have done this? Why? Who has the answers? The feed has sent a query to the Ascent Group AGI, but we've received no response. It seems it now answers to a new master. You can trust that when we get to the bottom of this vile crime, I promise to keep you updated on the findings. More grim news has reached the feed from the biannual Church of Eucred pilgrimage to the Golden Meteorite. Masses of faithful investors apparently died when a group of overeager pilgrims decided to try and mine the Golden Meteorite itself. The intrepid miners exposed a pocket of highly radioactive radonite gas, which caused rampant and lethal mutations in everyone nearby. The church high capitalist has sanctified the deaths, calling them an honorable sacrifice to greed, our greatest virtue. They've also brought a class action suit against Canary, the manufacturer of the mining equipment used by the Pilgrims. The Velis Joint Claims Board has promised a prompt verdict. On a happier note, we have learned that many former Ascent Group indents have had their contracts renewed by a company called Y Corp. They can now look forward to another 20 standard of peerless job security. How about that, people? It's like I always say, above the gray clouds, the sun always shines.
We're picking up a sender communication ordering them to set up defenses around MenShen. Expect them to be augmented by Onyx Void resources.
things are definitely starting to get real down here. It still seems to me like there's some element of dynamic difficulty in the game where sometimes you'll just get some crazy spawns until the game takes you out a couple of times and things seemingly reset. These somewhat overwhelming pushes, as we've seen in earlier parts of the game, often lead to awkward moments where the enemies disengage and reset before you can take them out. And with that final push handled, I'm going to take a little breather. Next time, we close in on the MenShen Facility.